Hey, welcome to Podcast from the Pit. I'm Casey,
And I'm Eric.
and we have a special guest this week. You are?
I'm Dreadnok Ryan.
Thank you for being on. We really appreciate it.
Happy to join you guys. I've been excited to see that you guys have moved to YouTube, and we'll see some more folks start subscribing to the channel. And you guys do put on a really good show. So
we appreciate that. I think we're up to 52 now.
Thank you.
And that's probably about 25 more than I thought we'd get. But I just hope people enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing it. So that's what it's all about. I just want to have fun. It's a release from work.
I'm having a blast doing this.
Hey, and really thankful Eric decided to come on and be the third member. So now we record more. I think we've done every week for the last month, which is really good for Podcast from the Pit. We're usually like once a month. But, with all that being said, pre-orders are slapping us. It is rough. If we want to go around and see if anybody got anything this week, or do you want me to go first, or it don't matter.
let's see what you got, Casey.
All right. I had a good week. One I missed out on, but my friend Joel from Order of Battle hooked me up with a Range Viper. Awesome. And Big Ben. I love Big Ben. I've got like 3 versions of him in the O-ring, and he's just always been one of my favorites. So very happy for those. My wife bought me Tiger Force Flint. I like this way better than I thought I would. Way better.
You need to have her talk to my wife.
Then, of course, I got on my pre-orders V1 Firefly. Very awesome. I don't know if it was you that shared it or somebody shared it, but the Valkyries went back up, so I got me a set. I like these, and I know I'm the minority, but I like the tan a lot. I really do. It's different. I got 3 of the Crimson Vipers. I'm kind of a Viper guy. I love Vipers. And last but not least, picked up Viper yesterday at Target, so I was able to cancel my pre-order. So I've had a really good week.
It's always good when you get a bunch of toys in that you've been waiting for. And it can be overwhelming, but it's just, you're like, I've got stuff to play with now.
I sit here, just open them all up while I'm watching something on YouTube. It's great.
That was me whenever I got back from PowerCon. I was like, holy cats. It was like Christmas puked in my house.
Well, wait till you go to Joe Fest this year.
Don't tell my wife that. She does watch. She informed me that she watches every week.
Oh, nice.
She's keeping tabs on you.
I think she's just trying to make sure I don't embarrass Casey.
Oh, I'll embarrass you first.
Nah. But so this week I got in. Hold on, this is huge. Let me just a second. Nothing.
Well, I did send you something. I sent you something yesterday, so you should have it by Monday.
Okay. So I'm a little hooked on Lego minifigs. So I'm working on trying to build the Justice Society, the Golden Age Justice Society, and then I seen Marvel put out some minifigs, and one of the minifigs that they have out in this set is my all-time favorite Marvel character.
Who's that?
Werewolf by Night.
Oh,
okay.
And I cannot find it nowhere. So one of these days you'll hear me shouting from the top of my house that I found it. But not yet.
Well, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I think Eric's the winner because he has money still left in his wallet because he didn't have anything this week.
No, I just ain't been nowhere. Nothing has spoke to me.
I just got a text from my wife one day.
See
It
it?
says, "You just got a lot of toys." I'm like, "Oh,
It's like, honey, they're investments. They make me feel good. So
Yeah.
and she gets that. She's awesome. She's got her thing too. She likes Care Bears and like certain Funko Pops she'll get. I mean, it's whatever makes her happy too. So,
my wife collects living dead dolls
oh,
and
nice.
like Wonder Woman, that kind of the Funko Pops and different stuff, and then
Yeah.
the Ultimate Warrior figures. She, my son collects wrestling, so it's kind of nice where my my hobby, it's been spread to the family. So
Yeah. No, it's my kids are
My
all older
wife,
and they get embarrassed by my hobbies, but all their friends think it's so cool. And I think that bugs them even more.
my wife loves dirt track racing. So there was no race last night, and she was very sad because it was like 9:30 when we went to bed. And she's like, "We're going to have to stay up to 1:30 this morning." I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." But she watched a little bit of racing, then we went to bed. So she's all fired up. There's a 2-night race coming up this week, so
that's
Nice.
a good thing.
yeah.
So, well, I guess I'll go next. So this
Alrighty.
is my other sickness. It's the Indiana Jones Adventure series. So I did get these 2 sets in this week. I just love these, and I don't know why. I started with 1 or 2, and now it's like growing, and that's
Yeah.
not what I wanted. I got hit with the same figures that you did. So the Big Ben, the Vipers, Vipra, Firefly, my Flint, Tunnel Rat, all of them came in, and the Crimson Viper, which is actually an amazing figure. I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but I don't know, that crimson they use just really pops nice.
Mhm.
So kudos to the Hasbro team for getting me to buy more crimson stuff, since I've got a bat now and now Vipers
Yeah.
too.
I didn't get the bat because I think that was still during my kind of overclassified. So I didn't get one, but I'm making up for it in Vipers. I got 5 of the original
Yep.
bats. That's good enough.
Oh, I went stupid when those first came out. I think I had like 8 or 10 of them. And I'm thinking, oh, the troop building. And then all of a sudden you're like, I don't have space for this stuff anymore. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then buddies are like, hey, I need a couple bats. Wasn't able to get them. And I'm like, oh, I'll take care of that for you. I'll sell them to you for what I paid for them so I can get rid of them.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got my my Big Ben and Range Viper. I think he bought like 5 each from Walmart. And when I was talking to him at Joe Fest, he was like, "Don't worry about it, man. I got you." So
Yep.
they came in, he hooked me up. I don't know if you ever checked out Word Battle podcast.
Yes.
They're awesome guys, both of them.
That's one thing I can say about the Joe community is they seem to be more in tune with one another and helping brothers out, and I think that is because, for a number of years, we didn't have anything. And, you had the Collectors Club would put on a show, and everybody would go to that. And that would be the only time you'd really get figures. And unfortunately, the Collector Club figures, the prices just kept jumping and jumping and jumping. Vehicle prices kept going up. So it just made it harder for people to purchase those things. So if somebody had extra, then down the road, they would, like share them at what they paid for them. So
Yeah.
other communities, I think, struggle sometimes with that.
Yep. No, I've met, especially this last Joe Fest, where I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm extremely shy. And I think I came out of it. Ken helped me out a lot coming out of it. And of course, knowing Chad, Zazel, they were just Hans. Everybody was so great. Joe Ricondo. It was the best Joe Fest ever. I felt like I was annoying people because I'm like, hey, dude, got to get a picture with you. Because I have like 2 walls that it's like my memory walls now. It's just pictures of me and my Joe friends. And that's probably means more to me than any of my figures.
See, that's again what makes the community awesome. So
yep.
I think next year I'm going to try to go to Codename Iowa, the event they hold in November. Hopefully, if I can. My son is going to be a senior next year, and unfortunately, a lot of those funds have been used for, I thought kids are supposed to get cheaper when they got older, but apparently that was a lie too.
And they're even more expensive after they move out because they always need money.
Yeah.
Trust.
Well, I don't know if he moves out to a nice apartment with an extra bedroom. It might be storage for me, so I might have to sublet, just for my extra toys.
Well, my oldest still lives with us, and there's a chance. I haven't told a lot of people yet, but I'm getting ready to be a grandfather in May. First time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So excited.
Congratulations.
But after she moves out, I'm thinking about making that my studio to record from. It's smaller. It'd probably sound better. Plus down here, I just got all my toys and everything. I just should just be a toy room.
Hey, you could be like me, and I'm recording on my front porch.
Yeah, well, it's nice out, I bet.
Go from wherever
it's enclosed. Yeah. Got up this morning, it was a blistering 39 degrees here.
When we left this morning, it was 49, and I didn't have a sweatshirt on or nothing, just a short sleeve shirt. I'm like, probably should have put on a hoodie. But well, like I said, we really appreciate you coming on. Been loving your show for a while. I think the first time I seen you was on Toy Kind of Mood, because I was getting into that, and then I heard you had your own show. And like I said, I'm really loving the reviews. And that last episode you did, I don't know, it's like the production value goes up and up every time you do something. Mine stays sideways or dips down. But that last video you did was awesome.
Well, thank you. I don't have the extra funds to go crazy. And I know that I will never get to where and here thinks it should look, because I just don't have that skill. So for me, I want to have fun. And, when I review toys, I think we have a lot of folks who do a good job of showing you the pros and cons of stuff, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a toy. It's a toy.
Right.
And if you go back to 8, 9, 10, 7-year-old you, and you see this on the shelf and you play with this, your mind's going to be blown. And I just try to come at my toys from that type of perspective. And, there's enough stuff to be critical about in the world today. And toys, I just want to have fun in it, and that's what it is for me. It's my escape.
And it shows. I mean, I like a lot of people that do reviews. Needless Sayings, really good reviews.
Yep.
Punk with Toys, really good reviews. And I don't mean to miss anybody. But like I said, your reviews are just, I would say 90% positive. And there was a couple things that I was not going to buy until I seen them reviewed on your show. So thank you for that.
I was never a fan of Tiger Force or Python Patrol when I was younger.
Me either.
But getting those figures, because I have to be a completionist for the classified line, I find that I actually am liking that subline. And it bugs me a little bit, but it's like, they're just cool Outback with the grays, and just, I'm like, damn, that's a home run figure. And and they're just good.
That
I
being,
mean,
that being said, the original Outback's still better, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's how I felt because I had the original Outback in 3 3/4, but if I look at the classified, he's tan and he looks hot, right? Like he looks like I just came off the whatever movie set, and I know all the women are going to just go crazy for me, but I like the grizzled. I mean, the grizzled Outbacks. Like I've seen some stuff, and I think it fits more into how I feel at my age now. But I mean, it's a great figure, and that's what it should always come down to.
Yeah, sometimes I think I'm to the point where I have all the O-rings I want, but then I'm like, well, no, not really. There's so many of the subsets I could not afford when I got back into toys. So maybe I'll start saving now for Joe Fest, and instead of getting a whole bunch of little things, just start knocking off some of the bigger items I want. But we'll have to see. Last year I went crazy for Motu.
I've been thinking a lot about. Oh, PowerCon's a good one.
Yeah, PowerCon was awesome.
Yeah, went up there and I seen a Terradrone, and I'd never seen one of them in person. And I think these want 900 for it.
For a Terradrone?
I was like, no. Yeah. These want $900 for a Terradrone.
There's one. I didn't pay that for my flag.
I was like, no. I was close to it. I could smell it. It was talking to me. But I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. But it kept trying to drag me back. I was like, no, my wife will shoot me.
Yeah. And she was with you too, so there's no getting around it.
Yeah. She's mean.
I think with the popularity of Joe right now, that always causes the up prices for the other lines underneath Joe to creep up. And that's just a sad thing. I think I saw the local toy store near me he had two of them for like $100, $110. And they were just missing like small little items. And, they sat for a month before he sold them. It's just crazy. But
that's a good price for Terradrones.
For you guys who collect O-rings. So I was thinking about this the other day. Like for Hasbro, there's not much left for them to tell with the O-ring story of Joe. There's a couple figures I think that some the collectors would want to see, but I think like companies like you talk about, like Delta 17, Call Sign Longbow, Operation Recall. I think that's the future of O-ring collecting moving forward, and it's going to give you those new stories that you can tell and new characters that you can mix into your world. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I believe, because they're all probably going to come out right about the same time. I think Delta 17 is going to come out before all of them. But I think they're all perfect. You can either mix them in with your Joes or just mix in all, like, I think Longbow and Delta 17 are a perfect match because basically one's set in the 80s, one looks like a set in the 80s. So they're going to be great. And then you can just mix them all in your own head cannon.
Yep.
I think they're going to be amazing.
That's probably what I'd do if I'm lucky enough to get any of them. I'll probably just mash them in. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I have my Joe O-ring display, but there might be a few I stick in there, but mainly I'm just going to mix and match, and kind of like I do with like Classified and Valaverse. They're in the same universe for me.
Right. And I truly believe if you're the one spending the money for it, and do whatever you want with them. Yeah. I know some people are like, they hate Valaverse so much, they're like, no, I'm not mixing them. You know what? You didn't pay for Eric's toys. If he wants to mix them, he's going to mix them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've got Valverse weapons with some of my classified stuff.
I've got gridiron on a lot of mine. It's
Yeah,
just better.
yeah. I mean, if I'm really wanting to get the tunnel rats. Really wanting, especially the Night Force tunnel rat. But if I open the package up and the guns crookeder than a dog's hind leg, I'm not going to deal with that.
Yeah, that's one thing with classified right now is the weapon gumminess. It's like some of them you can shoot around corners, but honestly, if you work with them, you can straighten them back out.
Okay.
And I was watching the Full Force podcast, and Chris had Emily and Lenny on, and they know that they're having an issue with those weapons being soft. The issue with something like Hasbro is it's like a giant ship. It takes a long time to make that turn because there's so many layers of just bureaucracy in there. And the other problem is they're foreign up, so they have to meet some regulatory standards for flexibility on those weapons because, you know, us kids in the 80s apparently ruined everything because I don't know why. But, you know, I always thought about it this way. These are my toys.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to load them up with some other gun or weapon, or if I want to swap parts on them, I can do whatever the hell I want to.
Right.
And they're mine. It's my toy universe right now. So
Yep.
I just take my thought process is if I don't like something, I'm going to fix it and change it, and then I'll be happy with it, and I'm good to go.
Yeah. No, makes sense. The first time I went to Joe Fest, Valaverse was just getting started. They didn't have big booths. They just had a small table. And it was right after the first set of classifieds came out with the crappy Nerf weapons. And I was so lucky to get a Valaverse weapon set and fixed a lot of the faults. And I felt better about my classifieds after that. So, I mean, I think everybody should do whatever they want with theirs. And I know it costs more, but I enjoy making my figures look better.
But just
You're already investing.
Makes you happy.
Oh. You're already investing in these things, and if it's something you want and you can pick something up to make it better, then do it.
Yeah.
We have all these third-party companies and printers that can make weapons, and you know, it's like I can pick this up and, you know, put it on my tunnel rat to make. I've got him a gridiron gun for mine. I'm just waiting to put it on him. So
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh no, eBay.
my problem is Etsy. There's so many 3D printers out there.
I haven't went down that tunnel yet.
Well, I do my best to stay away from eBay and Etsy and Macari, because I know if I start punching in card numbers, my wife will have a cow and it will be bad. And next time you see me, I'll have 2 black eyes and a broken nose, most likely.
Well, as long as you can still record, we'll be fine.
So I'll tell her to come talk to you.
So
see, my wife gets mad when she. Did you get something else from Gridiron? And I'm like, well, what? Yeah, I did. She's like, what'd you buy? Well, they had a special sale on, so if I spent this amount of money, I got a free weapon. She's like, you're an idiot. I'm like, yeah, I know.
But my figures look better.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's she's so cool. If I tell her I'm looking for something, she gets home before I do. She will stop at Target almost every day and see if she can find it. Just because she knows how hard I work, and she's always said I could have worse hobbies. So there is that. Yeah. I'm a 51-year-old guy who collects toys. There's worse things out there.
You need to have her talk to my wife.
So other than your channel, which is awesome, and you're reoccurring on a Toy Kind of Mood. Which, by the way, you and Moody had a long conversation on wrestling, which put me back into watching wrestling. And now my wife's making fun of me. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. That is what I think I hide more than anything, is just how much of a wrestling fan I am.
It's so fun.
But my son, he's 17, and as your kids get older, you find it harder and harder to connect with them and stuff. And
Right.
Wrestling is where we can connect. We were, watching Fastlane last night, and I was cracking it up listening to him, like, "Oh, you call that a finish? What the heck was that? What were you thinking?" I'm like, I'm so proud of that kid right now.
Yeah, anything. I mean, I would try to hold on to anything just so I could still have something in common with my daughters. And it's a little harder with them because I really have no interest in Taylor Swift or Twilight. So there's that.
I figured you'd be going watching the new Taylor Swift movie.
Oh, she's going Friday. My oldest, she's going Friday. She's Taylor Swift. If there was a button, 2 buttons, one could save Taylor Swift's life, one could save mine. She's probably going to hit Taylor Swift's. And I know that. She loves her that much. She paid $800 to see her. Yeah. I was like, you know how many toys I could buy with that?
Yeah.
But hey, whatever makes her
Eric
happy.
Eric could have got a Terradrome for that.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
$800.
I just sold a bunch of.
She had good seats, but I mean, to me, I think the most I've ever paid for a concert, and I haven't been to one since 2005, was probably $30.
Yeah. I think that's what it was to go the last concert I went to.
Mine was in 2005, and I had to go all the way to Detroit to see it.
Which concert was it?
Travel all the way.
Flogging Molly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They were great.
I had to
Where are
drive
you
all the way
located, Casey?
Indiana.
Okay. All right.
Columbus, Indiana. Yep.
Nice.
I didn't realize how many people who do this stuff are from Indiana. I mean, we got the Scubas.
Yeah.
They're probably 40 minutes from me. Anything Joe's, same. What's on Joe Mine's probably 35 up that way. It's crazy. But nice.
Now, Eric, where are you located?
I am in West Virginia.
Nice. You said dirt track racing, so you had me excited for a minute. So I'm a Michigan boy, born and raised, and we've got a couple tracks around us. So we always love to go watch racing.
I've been to Michigan one time in my life. Went all the way up to Wolverine, Michigan. It's different up there.
Way up north.
Yeah. Yeah. A friend of mine was moving down here, so he needed help hauling some stuff. So I had a truck. He needed a truck, and I went, and it was interesting. Culture shock big time for me.
Last time I was in...
Everybody...
Go ahead.
Everybody was in a hurry, rush. And I'm like, calm down. We got all day. But it's different. Oh, it's so different. I was so glad to see that West Virginia state line. I was like laying on the horn, singing country roads and hooping and hollering. And...
Yeah, last time I was in...
I'm like, I haven't turned.
Michigan, I was at the Big House.
Oh, I love the Big House.
I was just there to watch Manchester United play Liverpool.
Okay. That was that was a really expensive hobby I used to have. We used to get season tickets for Michigan football. So the wife and I, and what I didn't understand then is we were in our earlier 20s at that point, is when you tailgate from like 4:30 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. and then there's a football game in between.
Right.
And I was put to shame by people like 3 times my age at that point with drinking.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't do this. This is just too much. You guys are crazy.
Yeah. I don't hardly drink anymore. I might have one when we're recording. That's probably about it for the week.
Yeah.
I can honestly say.
Go ahead, Eric.
I can honestly say. I'm sorry. I can honestly say I have never had any alcohol whatsoever.
Cannot say the same.
So,
no, me neither.
But that's just me.
No, I don't think Lawrence ever has either. I think he said that he's a straight edge or whatever, so he's never had any alcohol in his life.
Other than Robitussin and Michael.
Well, I've had enough for the both of you then, and so I will make up so you don't have to.
Right. I'm here for you. All right. So, like I said, other than your channel, which is amazing, if anybody's watching this who has not watched and subscribed, please do. It is great.
Thank you.
But I discovered him this week.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to throw up some of your pictures, some of your, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm really tired. Customs. When you're custom pictures. And if you could talk about them a little bit. I noticed you got some Dio stuff there too, which is awesome. All stuff I really want to get into if I ever get the free time. I've only got one custom figure I've done, and it was a pretty cheap fix. It was a shipwreck where he had the black vest, white shirt, and beanie. I did that one.
Customs are just
see.
You don't have to worry about doing crazy stuff. Just start mixing and matching. That's what's
right.
fun about it.
I was happy with him. I mean, he was just the way I wanted him to be, but I didn't have to go all crazy. I did a little paint on his vest to make it all black because it was Beachhead's vest and I wanted to cover up the brown. But let's pull these up. Let's see if I can do this right. Hey.
Nice.
You want to talk about this one?
I had to play Gridiron for this one. So they came out with that Dusty loadout pack, but we didn't have a Dusty. And then Flints were pretty cheap because they were clearancing them out. So I picked up a couple Flints. So I decided to make a desert camo Flint. So that's what I did with this particular figure. And then I shop for Dio stuff. This is going to sound stupid, but like pet stores.
No, I heard that's how you do it.
Yeah, you find
that's
stuff
a great idea.
for terrariums, different things like that. So that's what I did is I built a little Dio to go along with this. And I ended up actually sending this figure and I think the Dio to Ken from Toy Connections. Because that's what I do with a lot of my customs. I'll make them, I'll keep them for a little while and then I'll give them to somebody because it just makes me have to make something else instead of just sitting on them. So right. But yeah, that was definitely a fun one. That Gridiron loadout is just flipping amazing.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome job. Let's see what the next one is. Just for spoilers, I'm horrible with any kind of text, so my wife put this together for us. Here we go.
So there was a statue that came out with Flint and Zartan, and I always wanted to pick it up, but it was just out of my price range. And so what I decided to do is I got the Zartan figure, of course, the Flint figure. And again, that is all from like PetSmart. I picked up dirt cheap. And so I just put the little Dio pieces together. Zartan hunting Flint in the swamps.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
That's cool.
It was just fun to put together. I think doing the Dio stuff is the funnest part of it.
Yeah, I want to do some Dios for my, like my O-ring figures, or maybe some of my Marauder figures, because I started doing how I see the original 13, Like Scarlet doesn't have a crossbow; she's a sniper. It's just
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It's how I would like to see them, and it's all Marauders. Marauders is awesome.
Yeah, Marauders. That's what helped get me back into collecting was that modern figures.
I think she put this
But
one on
yeah,
here
I
twice.
was. Yeah, I love this paint job. I was so proud of because that was Flint body, and I just had to cover everything up. But damn, it turned out really nice.
It did, yeah.
It
It looks like
it's
just a
great.
natural desert camo. Like you bought it like that.
Sad to see it go, but I was happy that when Ken got it because he's like, "This is awesome! I've got to buy gridiron stuff." I'm like, "Oh, you're welcome."
I think that's all she put on here. I'm so sorry. I know there's more. Let me see if I can find something else. Slides.
I love that Flint one with Zartan.
No, that's not it. I'm so sorry. I'm so unprepared.
That's okay.
Let
me see.
He sent us a bunch of cool stuff.
I'm gonna see if I can do this. And let me know. Can you click that?
Yep.
If it will go through. All right. So these will just be the pictures that I sent you through the chat. So this was another one that I was really happy how it turned out. So this is the ghillie suit from Marauders with the M14 that it comes with. And I took Duke and Falcon body and put this all together. This ended up turning into my Dreadnok Swamp. So, but again, dials are just fun. You take your pictures, you're playing with your toys. Life is good.
Mm-hmm.
This is my Dreadnok. I'm a huge Dreadnok fan, so I had to do some custom Dreadnoks, to kind of build through the story. And again, all of this stuff that you see is just either from Amazon or from the pet store. Let's see. Of course, this is one of my favorites. I wish I would have kept this. This was a little Lori. It was a dollhouse that they had on Amazon. And it was like pinks and yellows and light blues. And I'm like, I can do something with this.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned it into Destro's pad. And him and the Baroness are watching a little cold slither before they call it a night. I had to make a cold slither Zartan. It's just another fun one that you can kit bash. The tattoos and stuff are from Bad Mother Tattoo on eBay. He's got some great products too.
Yeah, Romo turned me on to him.
Yeah. It didn't have a Footloose, so again, I had to make Footloose. This is a Flint figure. I put Milliput and sculpted the mustache because I wanted something like Tom Selleck from Magnum PI, just the perfect big thick mustache until the Hasbro team decides to get us one. Hit and Run, another figure that I hope that we get classified. Cool. Absolutely love this. This is another gridiron loadout that I used to help build that one. Trying to think what other ones. Oh. Because of Skeletron, I had to create my own little Red Shadows group that will go on the shelf when I do get the magical Kickstarter when it starts to ship. I made a Dr. Venom.
Nice.
Yeah, and this is all Marvel.
Oh, yeah?
Kit bash. So Mr. Fantastic arms and jacket. The body here is Professor Xavier from the 2-pack with Magneto, and that's the young Magneto head. I just absolutely love this for Dr. Venom.
Me too. Yeah, he's awesome.
This is probably the one custom I'm most proud of. This is my Don Marino.
Mhm.
But I had posted this on Facebook, and Larry Hama gave it a thumbs up.
Oh, nice.
So at that point, I'm like, I have made it.
That's cool.
What did you make her out of?
That is the movie Baroness's body, and I bought the head. I think it was from J&S Armory. He had that head on there. This is why my whole point is this is the Gridiron 50 cal that I've put with low light. Absolutely love that weapon. But that's another fun little dio piece where you can just, put all your stuff together. So I thought, and if you guys know Treasures from Trigger Phil, he had not had any of the classified because he's in Japan. So I built him a couple custom Joe figures, and I sent them to him for Christmas. So I unfortunately got him hooked on these figures, and then I just also sent him a Crocmaster and Fiona. So that is all I really have. So I will stop.
Phil's awesome.
Such a sweet dude. Such an absolute beautiful soul person.
Yeah.
Band's going through a lot right now with his family, so just keeping him in my prayers. If anybody watching, just send some good thoughts his way. He needs it.
He does, yes. You can't ask for a nicer guy to talk to. But like I say, great customs. I have 5 questions lined up for you.
Go for it.
I'm like a hard-hitting journalist. Give me 3 Cobras and Joes you still want to see in classified. Just 3 total.
People are going to laugh at me, but I want Zanzibar.
Okay.
I want Road Pig.
Okay.
I know we're getting Naugahyde, and I want Monkey Wrench.
I thought they'd be Dreadnok. But, I mean, I want a fast draw. I think fast draw would be awesome.
I think we're going to get a fast draw because if you look at Metalhead,
right,
the components that he has, they can do a fast draw from him.
And when I seen Metalhead, the first thing that went through my head was, you might get your fast draw.
Same thing with me.
Yeah. How about it could be any toy line or any certain toy, any buyer's regrets? Like you were built up for something, but when you got it, it wasn't what you thought it would be.
I don't. I think the only thing I could say that I'm disappointed in any type of line is just if it has a lot of BS drama around it. That causes people to not want it, or you got to choose a side between it. That's been the only thing. But I mean, I've gotten AWOC figures. I absolutely adored those, and I don't collect that.
Right.
My son ended up taking them from me. But pretty much when I go into buying a toy, it's a toy.
Right.
And I think I can just find something cool about it, no matter what.
But sometimes it's people to make it bad.
Yeah. The toys aren't bad. It's us who make them bad.
Right.
The only thing I think I was a little bit disappointed on is there was that Kickstarter that was out there that they never shipped any of the figures. It was supposed to be like the one 12th scale, like you would get just more like soldiers. So you'd get like a police SWAT officer, soldiers. I can't think of who it is. But the guy ran like one Kickstarter, never put anything out, ran another one, and people had to start getting their money. I think if anything, I think that was the only bad thing, but I didn't buy any of them. So
right.
But again, that goes back to people.
Yeah. Is there a secondary toy line you collect? Or is it all Joe?
Indiana Jones right now.
That's right.
And the Adventure series.
Yeah.
And Gridiron. Gridiron is a line I collect.
When you guys started saying that, I was like, you know what? It makes sense. It is another line. Like I need another line, but yes. Got your favorite classified figure you own. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Serpentor.
You know, I
That
had
figure-
him. I had him for a year almost before I opened him.
He-
He was worth the wait.
what they were able to do with him, the size,
Mm-hmm.
the scale, the air chariot,
Awesome.
it still just blows my mind. Still
Yeah.
blows my mind. And I'm a Dreadnok fan. I have the color changing Zartan. I have the retro card Zartan. I have regular Zartan. And Zartan is my favorite. But the figure that I just look at and go, damn, that's amazing. It's Serpentor.
Yeah,
Has
they
to be,
really
yeah.
killed it on that. All right, here's my favorite question I ask everybody. Is there a TV show, book series, movie, or anything that's not had a toy line that you would just love to have a toy line of, that you'd just be all in on? Could
I
be
would
cartoon
love
as well.
a Band of Brothers toy line.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That I think something like that would be absolutely amazing. And Marauders has kind of given us that. But I think if I could get those in 1/12 scale with those
Mhm.
characters, it would be amazing.
It's a good answer. Mine, Supernatural. I'd love to see toys from Supernatural. Just the monsters they can make. It'd be so much fun. How about you, Eric?
I would like to see him bring in humanoids back.
Yes.
Just for
Very
the monster.
underrated line. Very underrated line.
Yes, it was. I had a few of them as a kid, but other than that, maybe I don't know. Werewolf by Night, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd,
love-
all right.
No, that's. I mean,
I like creatures.
yeah. I mean, most people know what my second line is, and nobody else likes it. So, Doctor Who.
Well, I also
There's a
collect
lot
some
of
of
people
the.
who like
I love Doctor Who. I've been getting some
I
really
like
good
to
deals on
see-
eBay.
That's good. I'd like to see 1,000 Toys do the rest of the BPR day.
Did you guys ever see the Steel Monsters line by Tonka?
Uh-uh.
They were the Mad Max meets Dreadnoks of Tonka toys. So if you remember back in the day, Tonka toys could not only be toys, but you could use them to defend against intruders and
Right.
siblings because they were metal and they would hurt. But they made some of the most amazing 1/18th scale vehicles out there. And they were all like that post-apocalyptic figures. I would love to see something like that brought back.
Nice.
Oh, they were so
Sorry, I
cool.
glitched there.
That's all right. So, Ryan, you got anything planned coming up for your show?
So I have to do some major reviews of these. I'm not going to go too much in depth because I think so many people have done that, but I think I just might go over how freaking cool some of these figures are. Absolute
Right.
beauties they are. Big Ben in that
It's amazing.
the range Viper I think is just the detail just crazy. Viper was another one that surprised me. I wasn't sure I was going to like her,
Oh yeah, she's
but
amazing.
having her in hand, I'm like, wow, she's really good.
Yeah, and I couldn't I'm like, do I want the mask down or do I want, because her face is beautiful too. So I just got it kind of like where it's up. So best of both worlds.
I think I want to look at, with Ahsoka coming out, we had the gentleman who played Firefly in the Joe movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking I'm going to try to find that figure, and I want to put him on my one of my Fireflies, that head sculpt, just as a nice callback. But I think it might be one of those things of, what movie figures do you want to include in your Joe line, or which actors do you think could play some of these Joe characters that we're looking for? Like, who could play Duke? Who could play Flint? Who would be Zartan?
Right.
I think that might be one of the shows that I'll be working on here pretty soon.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with I forget his character on Ahsoka, but I was thinking about putting his head on the Cobra Island version of Firefly, because it's just, it's beefier. I thought maybe it'd look better on him. But
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. He was the best part of that Joe movie.
Honestly, I feel like that movie was underrated, though. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah. It was better than Snake Eyes.
Hold on. I'm going to say something everybody's going to hate. I went in to watch Snake Eyes. I'm just going to build a picture for you. The guys from Anything Joe's rented out a theater and invited us down. So we had the whole theater to ourselves. We watched Snake Eyes. We had our families in there. I don't know if it was just the atmosphere or just being around all these people that are your friends, you care about, and stuff like that. But I enjoyed Snake Eyes because I had no expectations. I knew they couldn't keep true to the story. I was like, you know what? Just give me an action movie and throw some Joe stuff in there. I know it's not going to be great, but, at least when I left, I didn't hate it. I had more fun that way. So to this day, I enjoyed it. Is it great? No. But I enjoyed it.
I think if you take Snake Eyes and take the Joe out of it and just watch it as a martial arts film, it's pretty damn good.
It'd be good. Yeah.
But you can't take Storm Shadow out because he was awesome in it.
Well, and that's my point, is why do Snake Eyes origin when it should really be it's Storm Shadow's origin?
Right. Yeah.
Build your origin stories off of the enemies. Tell us why they're the baddies.
Yeah.
Why we should not want them. Tell me the story of Cobra Commander. Tell me the story of Destro. Tell me the story of Baroness. Tell me the story of Storm Shadow. And then you can bring the Joes in to fight them because you know why they're fighting them.
A few years ago, there was a book called Snake Eyes Declassified that did that. It basically explained where Cobra Commander came from. It was a great series. So Robert Atkins did some of the artwork in some of the issues. I'd highly recommend it.
Now, are you guys going to get the new comics when they come out? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I read the first Transformers. Has anybody seen that?
I've seen it. I haven't read it. What did you think of it?
I loved it.
Really?
Yeah, there's some shocks in the very first issue. There's some like, whoa, didn't see that coming. So I'm gonna ride the Transformers until I feel like I don't, because it's not my favorite brand. But I wanted a chance to jump on there issue 1 and try to follow the story. And I like it. I like Void Rivals too. But I'm really excited for 301, Duke, Cobra Commander. I'm excited for all those. So, yeah.
I think I blame Ken again for getting me into the Devil's Due line of comics. Because once I started going down that rabbit hole, I'm like, oh, damn.
They're good.
So good.
Yeah. But, a lot of people didn't like IDW, and I love the IDW comics.
Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite W story is the run with Chuckles, where he ends up killing Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
And it's just the story of how it was written. I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. This would be perfect for a Netflix series.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is that Last Laugh where he kills Jinx too?
Yes.
Spoilers.
But it was just so good.
Yeah.
The actual Chuckles miniseries was amazing.
That was last Laugh, right? Or was there a different
Um, I'm not sure, but he was basically how he infiltrated Cobra.
one? Yeah.
But I
He
think
had
he
to kill
killed
Jinx
Jinx.
to prove it.
Yeah,
He killed Big Boa. Oh, the baby.
Here's my
fucking
baby.
dog. Look at that tail wagging.
She's happy,
That's all that matters.
ain't you?
I know Larry had posted that what's the name of I can't think of it, Skybound, I think, right? That's the new publisher.
Skybound.
They kept his original speech from issue 1 for the re-release of the Real American Hero line. So I think I will pick that one up, hard copy. Pretty much all my comics I have now are all digital.
Oh.
I just find it's easier for me.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for all of it. I know in the 302, there's somebody dead. I don't know who yet. I've seen the cover. I'm like, don't let it be one of my favorites. But I mean, after what they did in Transformers, who knows?
Whenever they killed Snake Eyes in that one issue, I read it and I was like, what just happened? And I flipped back and I read it again. It took me like 3 or 4 readings of that just to figure out he actually killed him. I was like, I was mad and I was impressed at the same time.
Yeah.
I was all confused. I was like, what happened here?
And that's the thing with Robert Kirkman, being in charge. We all know, if you guys ever read the Walking Dead comics, he's not scared to kill off main characters.
Nobody will be safe.
Nobody's safe. And maybe that's what we need. It's just a comic book, so they're still alive every time with their toys.
Yeah, Hasbro may have a say in that. They may be like, no,
We'll see.
not doing this. We got toys on the shelf. But they also may be like free reign on everything.
Yeah.
Remember, Hasbro's the one that killed off Optimus Prime and killed, destroyed so many kids' childhoods. So it might be a little bit gun shy. You're right.
Yeah, I seen that at the movies. I was like, what? What'd you do?
And the famous line, he's in a coma.
Oh, that saved Duke's life.
Oh, yeah. I was so mad because I was like, die, Duke, die. little hillbilly was like jumping on the couch, shouting to the hills. I was like, Duke's dead. Long live Flint. And then Scarlett's like, he's in a coma. I was like, what the heck, people? Oh, I was mad. Punched TV.
If that would have came out first, Prime would have lived.
Yes. Oh, I was so tore up. I'm not bitter at all.
All right.
I think that's the one thing that always drove me nuts about the Sunbow cartoon was how they portrayed Duke as. I always described Duke as Superman and Flint was Batman, and I think more people relate to Batman than they do Superman.
Yeah,
and that's why more people like Flint.
Yeah. But honestly, I like them both, except for Screaming Duke. Those figures are horrible. I'm like, seriously?
A friend of mine sent me the retro Flint that came out in the 4-inch flint year or so ago, and he said, "Here, do a custom with this." And I had so many mean, cruel, spiteful thoughts to do with it. I was like, I can't do it because I'll be canceled. People will be like, "Down with hillbilly, he's an idiot." Well, I am an idiot.
But we're coming up on that. Oh, we hit an hour. I can believe it. Shooting for 30. Got an hour.
18.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much for coming on. I've truly enjoyed this. I wanted to meet you for a while, so I was glad to be able to get you on. Again, your show's
Anytime
awesome.
you want to have me on,
keep that up.
Thank you. I'll be happy to talk Joes with you guys. You guys put on a great show. I love hearing buds talk about their favorite stuff, and I'm glad that you guys are doing this, and you're getting more consistent with the releases. So just keep it up. You guys are doing an amazing job, and you got a lot of supporters out there.
We appreciate that. I mean, we just want to have fun, talk toys. Like I said, work all week. This is the release I get. And having people on like yourself, and it's nice. You're getting to meet more people. So like I said, if you ever need anything from us, let us know. We're more than happy to help out too.
Same for me. If you guys need anything, let me know. Happy to meet you, Eric. Have fun racing next week. QVC, don't work too hard, and more importantly to everybody watching, subscribe, like, support these guys. We need more of these people in our community, so let's help them get bigger and expand their message out to folks.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I can't think of a better way to end this. So please like and subscribe, and I hope everybody has a good week, and we will be back next week. Thank you.
Feel free to comment.